In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the amount of time and money you can expect to invest when creating your first online course. And what we want to keep in mind is the type of course video that you're going to be creating. Like I mentioned in an earlier video, for your first online course, I recommend you just create screen capture videos, and then later on when you're ready, you can move on to live videos. And the reason why I think this is best is live videos are more complicated and also more expensive to create. And for screen capture videos, the only things you need are a nice microphone and software to record your computer screen. For the microphone, I highly recommend the Blue Yeti mic. It is the go-to mic for Udemy instructors, and that's because it's reasonably priced, but it also provides amazing sound quality. And it works for both Macs and PCs. You can find it very easily on Amazon, just type in Blue Yeti mic. And then another thing you're going to want to buy with your Blue Yeti mic is a pop filter. And you can also search on Amazon for pop filter. And they usually cost around $10. And the purpose of a pop filter is you put it in between your microphone and your mouth. And that way, whenever you pronounce the P's, instead of making a popping noise that's really distracting for your students, it just eliminates that noise. So you don't really need it, but for $10 more, it does make a noticeable difference in your sound quality. So I would recommend purchasing one. And then when it comes time for screen recording software, the best option for a Mac is ScreenFlow, and the best option for a PC is Camtasia. And pretty much every online instructor that is successful is using ScreenFlow if they're on a Mac or a Camtasia on a PC. Now there are some free alternatives where you don't have to pay anything. And I know these pieces of software are pretty expensive when you're just starting out, but the free pieces of software usually don't provide as high a quality, and they're also harder to use. So if you can afford these pieces of software, I highly recommend you go with one of these. But if it is too expensive, then you can YouTube tutorials for free screen recording softwares, and there are plenty of options available. Then if you do decide to move on to live video, two things to keep in mind are a nice camera can cost anywhere from $200 to $1,200. And what I think is the most important thing is sound is more important than video quality. So it's better to have really nice sound quality than it is to have nice video quality when you're talking in front of the camera. Now, like I mentioned before, I wouldn't recommend this when you're creating your first online course. Instead, you should be focusing your time and effort into just learning the process of how to create a course, rather than being overwhelmed by how to film live video as well. When it comes to the amount of time you could expect to take to create your first course, I honestly can't give you a number. It's very different for different people, but all I want to say about this is your first online course is going to take you the longest time to create. And that's because you're learning a new skill and you're not used to the process of creating an online course. So when you're creating that first course, don't worry if it's taking you way too long. Don't think to yourself, oh man, this is taking so long, I'm never gonna create an online course again. When you create that first course, it may take you a while, but then when you go create your second course, it might take you half the time because you've learned so much. And the more I create online courses, the quicker I've gotten at it. And the same will happen for you. In this video, we talked about the amount of time and money you can expect to invest when creating your online course. In the next video, we're going to review everything that we've learned in the conclusion section.